evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope you had a great weekend. It is Sunday night. Let's see what the charts are doing and what we're going to be seeing this week. It was a wild week with Musk versus Trump. That's for sure, Mr. Drawdown. So let's see what's going to be happening. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here we go. Let's take a look. That's how the heat map looked on Friday, and we'll see what's going on. There were a couple poppers there. Remember that PHAT? We had been looking at that popping up there, and Inovia was running up more, and this DIST was running up there, and WeBuy. So a few of them had been running up there, and we'll see what we're going to see popping this week. So here we go. We'll run through our list, see what we see on that, and then we'll look at our SPY, big caps, crypto, laptop, travel list, Jolie's jumpers or Jolie's jams, and then we'll get cruising. And the futures are flat. Luis Rodriguez, thank you very much. And how is everybody? Laptop travel, Luis Rodriguez there, and Mr. Drawdown, and Doge Mom and 9, Barbara, everybody else hopping on, Asian Jolie. So here we go. Let's roll through and see what's going on and what we can find for this week. CRCL, that circle one, was running up, and we talked about that last week, and that did pop up there, and it was running up some more in the after hours there. So keep an eye on this circle internet group, because that one was looking good. And Applied, we had been looking at that, and that ran up some more, and it's still on the top. So we'll have to see how that rolls out tomorrow. And if I write it out right, there you go. APLD, and it is just kind of cruising along up there, but it is in the top. So like I said, we'll have to see how that plays out tomorrow. ADTX, let me type it in correctly. Here we go. And it was running up a little bit on Friday there, and maybe it is starting to curl up. Maybe we see a little bit of pullback again when it hits that 20 right there around 164. So that's what we'll look for right there. But it does look pretty good for ADTX, and Green Lane right here has just been kind of hanging out. And like I said, even off that compliance news, it really could not get cruising. So I'm not sure what's going on with Green Lane. I'll take a look at that in the morning and see if it gives us any kind of look like we want to see it roll up there. But Plug has been plugging away there, and we like that, and it looks like it wants to run up some more. We were definitely early on PLUG, and it is plugging away over that 50, cruising right there. It got to 101. It closed at 95, and it opened at 88 on Friday. So there you go with PLUG. And AREB right here, that American Rebel holding, that was running up last week, and it still doesn't look too bad, just kind of a little flat and pulled back there a little bit on Friday, so nothing crazy, but still looks pretty good. So keep your eye on that AREB right there. And Holo's been dipping down here. Yeah, it's been dipping down 467, and I'm not so sure it's going to roll back off or not, so we'll have to see. But we'll look at it. It looked like it was trying to in the after hours there. It did have that bottom look right there at that 390, and we're back at 469. It was just ran into the sevens the other day, and then it ran into like the 1179 not long ago. I'll look at Holo, see what it wants to do. And Cole's right here, who said that wanted to run up there, and it's getting cruising, and it is looking good. I don't know what Cole's had going on, but it did look good to me. And there you go with Cole's. And like I said, I have no idea what they had. They say they cut jobs. Kohl's, JCPenney, and DC closures result in more than 1,000 job cuts. I'm telling you, you're going to see so many jobs cut just from AI alone. It's going to be insane, guys. I'm telling you right now. I just don't know what people are going to do, because it's bizarre what AI can do. And then the people programming AI, they're losing their jobs to AI, because then they train it to do what they're doing. So it's wild. So even if you get into AI, you could still have your job taken from AI. So it is pretty wild, and the technology and everything is cruising so fast. And here's our SoundHound. Remember, we were looking for that little pullback right there. It hit that 50 like we had mentioned, and there we go. So there you go with that pullback on Thursday. It's starting to set up and does look better right there. And we'll have to see how the market opens up tomorrow, obviously, because that may play a factor in what these guys are going to do, because it did pull back the other day as soon as they started the fight, then kind of to make up Trump and Musk on Friday. And then the market was kind of looking a little bit better there. QMCO, it looks like it might have hit that bottom there at resistance, and see if it can bounce off now. So that is QMCO. It could be pulling back here. I'm looking to see if that was a bottom and wants to curl up. So let me just keep an eye on that one right there. And I'll just run through the RGTI if I did like that. And that one just kind of pulling back, similar look to that QMCO. They were running up. And let's see, QUBT. I think this is running up right here. This was looking good. QBTS, Quantum, D-Wave Quantum. That was looking pretty good to try to continue its way up. Let's see what it was doing right here, QBTS. And yeah, it does look pretty good. And QTUM, that Quantum one, Defiance ETF is curled up and looks pretty good right there. IONQ, not looking bad. And Z Space, remember this one was way down. It's trying to run. It's curling up. Keep your eye. It looks like it bottomed out down here at like 399 area, and we're at 458 right now. So there you go with them guys. And let's see, that is your quantum and computer hardware update right there. And GRYP, Gryphon Digital Mining. And I'm telling you, this is that Trump crypto one. So just watch for some dips, because this one's getting set up, guys. You can just see it. And I don't know why I can't type it in, but there you go. And it will start curling up and it'll pop. So watch for any pullback on that one. It will look good. And here's that CLBR. And that's the one Trump's Jr.'s involved in. And this one had just pulled back, but looks like it wants to try to curl back up here. So keeping an eye on that one as well. And how about our good old OCGN guys? I mean, I should just run this one like Luis Rodriguez does. Toyota. What is it? Is it Toyota right there? TM? Is that what it was? Yeah, Toyota Motor right here. You were all over this one. OCGN, I just mastered that one, I think. And boom, there you go in the top. And that was as perfect as you can get it. Let's see where it can run up to, though. So, and again, guys, we were talking about this thing back in like the beginning of the year, talking about it going down and then hit the very bottom. And then I said it was going to get bullish. And I was saying this back here when it had no look of being bullish. I said, I'm telling you guys, let this thing hit the bottom and it's going to set up into a bullish trend and get rolling. And it did exactly that right there for OCGN. And LMT right here was trying to cruise back up, had a little bit of pullback the other day. And Northrop Grumman, same situation, a little bit of pullback and then trying to run back up. So we'll see how they open up. And good old Bren Miller right here wasn't looking bad. Remember, we did like this, and it could run up here into the 50s area at that 90-something cent area. So it's at 69 and not looking bad right there for Bren Miller. And that is Bren Miller Energy right there. And BNRG, and then Jeff's brands right here, JFBR. And this one's starting to curl up and look a little better. We'll see if it can get through. Remember last time, and I'm not even sure it will get through this time. It may take one more for Jeff's brands, as you can see, hitting the MACD. It did it last time. It spiked up, and you might get that same situation. I don't know if it's completely ready just yet. So I'll look at that one tomorrow and see how it looks, and we'll see if it gets ready. HCTI, guys, I'm telling you, this thing wants to get moving or do something. It has some weird looks going on. I don't know what the heck's going on here, but something's happening with this one. So keep your eye on HCTI right here, because I can see something happening. I'm not sure what it is. And then APDN did pull back right there, and it recently had the old reverse split, and it was moving a little bit. And let's see what's going on right here. APDN and recently split and then pulling back a little bit. Let's see. I don't see any news. And it just has that reverse split right there. So APDN, we'll look at that one, see if it can move. It does almost look like it just pulled back and wants to run up a little bit. That's what it looks like at the moment. So keep an eye on that one. And our United Health right here wasn't looking bad. Remember, we were talking about that one just pulling back a little. And now it's trying to run back up to that 20. So we'll see if it gets through it. It may bounce off of it, come back down, and get set up for one last time. But definitely a good one right there, trying to get over that 20 and get moving into the channel. So keep your eye on UNH and CDT Conduit Pharmaceuticals. And this has been in the basement recently, split there and then came down a level. And let's see what Conduit Pharmaceuticals is up to. Yeah, that one could get rolling off, guys. So we will keep an eye on Conduit Pharmaceuticals right there. That's for sure. And it could get rolled off. That MACD looking pretty good. And Carnival Cruise, like I've been saying, this thing looks good. It wants to get into the top, and it looks like it wants to roll off. So keep an eye on this cruise one, Carnival Cruise, or it's Carnival Corp. It used to be Carnival Cruise. So Carnival wants to take sail, and it has been in a bullish trend. Like I said, it looks like a lot of people are taking cruises this summer or something, because that thing does look pretty good. And like I said, it looks like it wants to roll off and get into the top at this moment. So keep an eye on CCL and TSSI. This was a beauty, guys. And yep, we had this one, and this one was definitely in the Discord. And if you're not familiar with the Discord, I'm in there with Story Trading Ben and Godfather, and I'm telling you, the guys, they crush it. I crush it. I just kind of started on there and been giving out some crazy calls. And like I said, you guys could see that I posted the office, and it's almost finished there. I'll finish the floor tomorrow. I have to trim some out, build the desk real quick, and it'll be pretty much rocking and rolling real soon. So it's going to get really, really good. I can already tell. I feel so much better out there in the sun, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, I'll have an air conditioner out there. I already have it vented out and everything like that. So everything's thought of, I think, and taken care of. But yeah, it should be pretty good real soon. And I'm telling you, we'll be destroying it. But TSSI was definitely one. And I heard about it from Ben from Story Trading. But they nailed this thing so many times, it's not even crazy. So the other one they talk about is this SNES. Yeah, this thing is getting set up as well, guys. And I could see these guys having some kind of big contract coming out. This is that rodent birth control one. And this one's setting up as well. So keep an eye on SNES right there. And again, if you don't know about the Discord, check it out. The link's on my link tree right there on my profile, and I'm telling you, it's great. I know a couple people have signed up, and I know a few people have enjoyed it so far. I've talked to a few people that have signed up there, and yeah, I know people are liking it. And again, I think it's very beneficial because it's not just me. So if I'm having a bad day or something like that, you have Ben and you have Godfather, and I'm telling you, they've been making crazy great calls, and they've been like calling prices like, here's your entry, and we're getting out of it. So they've been directly on. People have been asking how it will be. I just been posting some great picks, and again, as soon as I get ready and set up, I'll be in it. We'll be trading together. So that's what I'm getting set up for. So again, give me just a week or two more, but hop on there again. And because Godfather and Ben and everybody in the community is really good, and it is we will be growing accounts really fast. So check that out. But again, that's where TSSI, that's where that was, and that got popping, and it still looks pretty good right there. So keep your eye on that one. And Givo, people are liking this thing, and like we were talking about the other day, it was curling down. It looks a little bit better, but we'll have to keep an eye on it, see where this 20 gets. If it can get rolled up, it looks like it's trying to. I was looking at it the other day to see what it was up to, and it doesn't look terrible. And I know some people were talking about this Givo, GEVO, and Synergy right here. That's definitely not Synergy, but this one will be if I get to it. There you go. Synergy, CHC Corp. I don't know, medical distribution, but this one's setting up as well, guys. It was run up the other day. I told you about this, and that was up over 12%. And that thing looks really good. So you might want to keep an eye on that bad boy tomorrow. And how about your TMDE right here? It is still down there, and we're just tracking this one. We can track this and the next one, that RBNE, TMDE right here, and see when they want to get set up. They are fairly new, and they're both energy ones, and this RBNE is just trying to pop out of that basement relatively soon, and it's looking pretty good in that after hours. I think it was jumping up or something, 272 to 286. It closed at 275. It was jumping up there on Friday at some point. and it doesn't look bad. It's trying to get set up. So keep an eye on them two right there, TMDE, RBNE, and this FRGT. It wasn't looking too bad last week. I think OV Grows threw this one out there. It did recently have a split there. It's curling up and it's sitting right on that trend line right there. So it could bounce right off and get cruising into here. So I'll be watching to see how that one moves tomorrow, because that one's a pretty decent one. And KWE right here was at K West Microsystems, Canadian Aerospace and Defense. And let's see, right? Yeah, that's right. And let's see, it is curling up there. It was running up. We were looking at it last week. It was looking pretty good, and it does look pretty good. I was wondering why it was so over. But yeah, here we go, and it was running up a little bit on Thursday, some more on Friday. We'll see if it stays up over that 20, but it was set up last week, curled up, looking good right there. And that was KWE right here. And let's see what WKSP is. That's Worksport Ltd. And that was moving the other day on Friday. And that thing looks like it was trying to set up. Let's see what it looked like in the after hours. I'd say you might want to keep an eye on that WKSP tomorrow. That looks good in that Synergy SNYR, looking pretty good. Both of them. Ranny right here, RANI. This one was looking good on Friday. I do remember we talked about it the other day, and it was trying to get set up. And you can see it's getting to be in a better spot. So there's another one you might want to keep an eye on, RANI. Right there. And let's see what SKYH, because this one was way down at the bottom. I don't know what it was called. We'll call it Sky H here. Sky Harbor, that was it, and that was way down there. I just remember in my head it was like opposite of sky, and it was down. And here we go. It was in the basement trying to pop out right there. So here we go. And there's Laptop Travel, no problem. Glad you could join us right there. That's awesome. Hope you had a good weekend. I know you were running around. And here is, I just typed, I was like, that isn't the same chart that I was looking at, but here it is, Sky H. That looks familiar. And yeah, that could be that bottom right there on Thursday. So keep an eye on this thing. It's way down here, and it looks like it's setting up Sky H, Sky Harbor right there. So we might have to keep an eye on that bad boy. AFRM, wasn't this running up the other day? It sure was. Remember, we were looking at it. We added it to the list. As a matter of fact, on Friday or Thursday, AFRM. And that one did pop up on Friday, and it looks pretty good for tomorrow. So keep an eye on that one tomorrow. And AEON, this was on our list before, and it was jumping up. We had it on the list on Thursday as well, going into Friday. And there you go. It was running up on Friday. So that one not looking bad right there. And TUYA right here. Let's see this one. Someone asked to look at it from StockTwits, and it wasn't looking too bad. I didn't even notice one. That's why I checked it out real quick to just make sure it was a stock. And it was looking pretty good right there, TUYA, when I looked at it real fast, and it doesn't look bad right there. So I may have to take a peek at that one tomorrow. Not familiar with it, but I will be. And then CNA way down here, and this one, guys, is looking pretty good. So we might want to keep an eye on this NCNA. I didn't bounce up a little bit the other day, but look at that thing getting into that channel, that 20, and their 50's way up there. So this one has a good shot to get cruising. So let's keep an eye on NCNA. That could be a good bull runner right there. And speaking of that, BULL, Webull right here is looking pretty good. I know that. It was looking better on Friday. Let's put it that way. It had been pulling back, and we've been looking for the bottom. And here you go with BULL. And it is trying to curl up. Let's just see. And yeah, you can see it bounced off and it made that fast curl up. This could be a bottom right here. Let me keep an eye on it tomorrow and make sure that we can get cruising right there for BULL. It is not looking bad to try to run up there. So I think the market conditions may play a factor there. And MLGO is trying to get set up. You can see it just popped down underneath of that support line, made it a resistance, but could easily get curled back up for a little run here. So let me watch that tomorrow as well. That's a China one, and some of the China ones are just kind of like flat there. You don't know which way they really want to go. Some of them are setting up still, so they could take a little bit of time. And I don't know what I wrote, CRBU, I think, Caribou Biosciences here. And that thing curled up really nice, guys. Keep an eye on this Caribou. I remember looking at this before, and I don't know if a Caribou is very fast, but this thing looks like it's going to run pretty quick tomorrow morning. So, guys, at 4 a.m., you might want to keep an eye on that Caribou right there and see what it's up to, because it is looking pretty good for CRBU. And GLXY is a Galaxy something. I forget what it is called. Galaxy Digital. And that one I remember ran up last week, pulled back a little bit. It's still on that 20. It did bounce up there on Friday. It's a hard one probably to tell exactly. It is a new one right there. I guess it's fairly new. I don't know what the heck just happened there. That's weird. I'm not sure anyway, but I was going to say it's a little hard to tell on that 20 and it's pulling back. I'd have to look at that tomorrow regardless for the old Galaxy Digital. So whoever wanted to see that, just remind me. I can take a look at that. Here's our HSDT. That had a really nice dip the other day. Helios Medical. And let's see what it's up to. If it actually wants to bounce yet, let's take a look. HSDT right there. And it actually has that look like it could want to bounce right there. So I got to look at that one tomorrow after the weekend. That Thursday could be that bottom, and it could try to get set up here. So I will keep an eye on HSDT because that could be a really good opportunity right there. And AKBA right here, Akebia Therapeutics or something. I know somebody mentioned it the other day. I'm not familiar with this thing, but it did run up there the other day, and it looks pretty good. It's in the top. So keep an eye on this AKBA right here and see if it has some more momentum. And again, I'm not very familiar with it, but someone did mention it the other day, and it was a good popper. DIST was popping up there on Thursday and Friday a little more. And there you go. You can see that popping up there, and that was Thursday, probably after hours. Friday, it continued. It was still running up there, and that is a China shell company. So some of these shell companies, they love to get cruising. DIST right there. I'd have to look at that tomorrow, being a China shell company. Who the heck knows? TGE, this is brand spanking new. I don't know what that's going to do. That would be more of a coin flip to me right now, just because there's no data. And I do like the charts. And CLRB, I think we already looked at this one. Oh no, we didn't. I'm sorry. I was thinking that was CLBR. I knew same letters, just a little backwards. Collector Biosciences. And this would just run up. We'll have to see if it does pull back to try to run back up. The Collector Biosciences. I mean, it's not looking terrible, but you could come back down to that 50. So I'd have to look at it tomorrow after the weekend for CLBR. And V right here is not that. It's this. That's a power thing. Yeah, Twin V Power Cats. It's a recreational company, right? Vehicles. That's it. I remember we looked at this a lot, and it did pop up not long ago. It is trying to curl up there. That 20 came down, pushing it. That's an odd look right there. I'm not going to lie. Might have to take a look at this thing. It was running up maybe in Friday 240 to 344. It's a 246, and it did jump around. Yeah, this thing's all kinds of crazy. I have to look at this. It looks pretty good here, and just a little odd. I will look at VEEE, 3 E's, and a V in the front, and we'll see what that's up to tomorrow. And here I'll go through Laptop Travel, Joe Lee's Jams. We'll run through our SPY and big caps real quick, and then I'll go through our messages and see what they're doing, and we'll wrap it up so you guys can enjoy your Sunday evening. Well, first, we'll go through everything and see what we have. I already see a couple good ones already, and it depends how that market opens up. It's a little bit flat right now. And here's EQ, Equilium. And this one isn't looking too bad, honestly. That one's curling up really nice right there. EQ. And yeah, I mean, it was running up on Friday too, and it says it pulled back maybe in the after hours, but I'd have to look at that. It didn't look bad right there. I noticed Farm was running up the other day, and some was Boom and Farm. They were both running up, and there you go. They were running up there, and it's still not bad, guys. This Farm right here, so keep an eye on that one. Here was that Boom. And that one's going boom right there. So you can keep an eye on good old boom because that had been running up. And we were talking about Boom Farms. And look, I told you that was going to go boom. And there you go. And boom is still running. So you can keep an eye on that one. KIDZ right here, that good old kids that had tried to set back up. It was just pulling back a little bit. We'll see what it wants to do tomorrow. You can see it was just bouncing around. We hit it the other day pretty perfectly on that roll up right there. We knew that was rolling up. Now we're just in that channel. We got to see what it's going to do. So I have to keep a closer eye on KIDZ and KLXE right here. KLX Energy. That's actually going to get set up pretty good. Looks like it was running up on Friday a little bit. KLXE. And yeah, that does not look bad right there, guys. So keep an eye on that one. Let's see, where are we? KPTI, I think that says, and Carrio Farm. I have no idea. I don't think we've ever looked at Carrio Farm Therapeutics, but here it is hitting that 20, curling up. I don't know if it's going to get through right there. What the heck am I doing? KPTI. And yeah, I don't know if it's getting through that 20. It's curling up really nice, but I'm not sure. Again, over the weekend, I have to take a look at that one because it's interesting. It could, but I'm not so sure it wants to yet. This Alcott we were looking at last week, and this one looks a little better, trying to curl up into that channel. And yeah, that one should try to bounce around a little bit this week, but should get set up. So watch for any dips right there for LCUT. Not looking bad. And LVLU, Lula's Fashion Lounge Holdings. This one's getting set up according to that chart right there. That's why I like to look at two charts, but according to both of them, that looks pretty good. LVLU and MCRB. Let's see what that's doing. I know we looked at it. I guess that was a few weeks ago. I don't remember, but MCRB. Let's see. That looks good, guys. You might want to keep an eye on MCRB for a little momentum play in the morning right there. That one could keep some momentum after the weekend. And SEAT right here, SEAT. What is going on? Vivid Seats. Oh, I think everything. Oh, there we go. Something at least happened. Here we go. Vivid Seats. And let's see how vivid they are. It's getting up there to the 20 and SEAT right there. Vivid Seats. It might hit that 20 right there. I'm just going to look at C. I don't even know what that was, but we were on it. And let's see what it was. It was an ETF right there. Sea to Sky Cargo. So this must be like a laptop travel kind of deal where it's a travel one, possibly an ETF, Sea to Sky. I don't know, but I just typed it in and just saw something pull up and thought I'd look at it right there. But SEAT, we were looking at an SNCR right here. Synchronos Technologies, and that is an infrastructure software, and that thing does look pretty good right there. SNCR. Yeah, it's not looking bad to get set up. Check that out this week. SOGP, let's see what SOGP, SoundGround, that's looking pretty good right there. SOGP, holy cow. SOGP, there we go. And yeah, it is looking pretty good. Sound Group, I would keep an eye on Sound Group. UGRO, good old UGRO right here. Let's see what that's doing. I can't type right now, but UGRO looks like it's popping up there and growing up right now. So keep an eye on that because UGRO could continue to grow in the morning. And I think it's Veristream, VSTM. There you go, Veristream right there. And it is hitting that 50, curling up. I'm not sure it's ready yet, but VSTM right here hitting the 50, and I'll see what it does tomorrow. It might not be ready. And WALD, I know we looked at this last week, Waldencast, and that one, honestly, look at that thing trying to curl off right there, WALD. And that's not looking bad to curl up. I would say keep an eye on WALD. Not bad right there. You grow. And that MCRB and LVLU. So a couple good ones, Farm and Boom as well. So keep an eye on Boom. And there you go with your laptop travel list. And we'll roll through our Jolie's Jams real quick. And let's look at Agrify. Agrify was trying to set up here. And so was Blink. And there you go. Agrify, not looking bad, guys. I'm telling you, it might have a little bit of pullback. I'll look at it tomorrow and see. It could go either way pretty quick. Let me see what it did in the after hours here on Friday. It could still go either way. So I have to look at that tomorrow. Blink not looking bad. I know that. I was checking it out and it was setting up right here, BLNK. And here we are, BLNK. And there you go. It was running up a little bit. We said it was trying to set up. And there you go. It is. And this Sezzle, it's been crazy, guys. Look at this thing. Another $8 there to 130. We were just looking at it in the 120s, but we've been looking at it every single day since it was down here at 28. And now I mean, this thing's insane, guys. And it looks like it wants to run up. Remember, I told you that was our pick for the show, and Sezzle went sizzling. So that's why you do that. And I'd say I'd nail the show picks right there. That's for sure. And if you think I'm nailing them, I'm telling you, I've been posting more on the Discord and nailing them as well. So you might want to check that out. And Sterling right here, that one is up. And who said it wanted to see that 200, guys? Because it's at 205. It jumped up $10. And that's where it went, and looking pretty good right there. Good old Rivian. It looks like it's trying to bottom out. We'll see if it's ready. I don't know if it's ready yet. And Symbiotic was jumping around right there, kind of flat, but nothing too bad. And there you go with your Jolie's Jams. But there you go. And like I said, Sezzle crazy, Sterling over 200, Blink looking good. And there you are. Our SPY right here was up $6, and it was cruising along. That's for sure. It got back over 600, and it's trying to get back to all-time highs right there, is it not? So pretty impressive where it's at. And let's take a look. We're just going to cruise right through because I have no idea how they're going to be tomorrow morning. But all I can tell you is what they're going to look like right here. And Apple setting up, guys. I'm telling you, it looks good. I've been telling you this for a couple weeks, and it looks really good. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm usually early. I think you guys know that at this point. I skipped Amazon. That looked pretty good as well. But yeah, Apple looking really good right there. So that looks delicious. Amazon looks good to go up. There's your Google. That's looking pretty good as well. And again, these are Friday's look. Meta, not bad. It's still in the top. Looks like it wants to run up and get into that all-time high areas for everything right here. Microsoft's been going crazy. I can tell you that right now. And it just keeps going up. See if it crosses through. If it does, it'll be pretty impressive. And then the video right here wasn't too bad as well. And it was trying to get cruising back up. We'll see if it can bounce back off. What did it do in the after hours? I don't remember. I know I looked at them, but yeah, it's not looking too bad right there. And there's our Tesla. And that one did take that dip. And of course, it took a nice dip with Elon and Trump. And Tesla could pull back there. You have some good support down here. You could see the 230s. So there's Tesla at 295. So we'll have to keep an eye on Tesla if it wants to pull back anymore. And how about AMC? It was just kind of sitting there. GameStop wasn't too bad. And that could try to get set up. Chewy's been up there and keeps running up, guys. And Unity is not bad and could get rolling again. So keep an eye on that. Netflix usually running up, but pull back a little bit. And like I say, you got to be careful with that one. It's in the top, and you just can't tell what Netflix ever wants to do. In AVGO, that one did pull back. That was pretty red. And then they have earnings. I think they did right there on the 5th, whichever day that was. That was Thursday. So yeah, then it pulled back there on Friday. We'll see. It's pulling back to that line. I have to look at it right now. I mean, in the morning and see what it wants to do, and we'll go over these guys in the morning. That's for sure. We always do. MU's been looking pretty good, and we did like that one to run up, and it was, and now it's hitting some resistance. So you got to be careful. We got to see where it's at. TSM's been looking pretty good. And we'll see if that wants to get into the top. SMCI has been looking pretty good. That's trying to get set up. AMD's been setting up here, and I think AMD is getting set up to try to run. And Qualcomm, that's setting up to be bullish right there. So keep your eye on QCOM. And again, we'll go over them all in the morning. Intel just kind of hanging out right there. PayPal was just up a little bit, and it's been kind of bullish. So, and Snow, that thing was running up like crazy. And it's just up there in the top, so you got to be really careful. And I'm telling you, there's a dip imminent, but these things do want to run up to these all-time highs, like I keep telling you. And here's Dell trying to run up higher. Palantir, this one bounced right back up and tried to move. And there's Sophie. Sophie's looking pretty good to get set up, guys. So keep an eye on Sophie right there. Not looking bad. And let's see what our crypto miners are doing. Mara and Riot, they were setting up. I don't know if they're going to cross through. Let me see what they're up to right here. That's not looking bad right there. Riot not looking bad as well. And how about Clean Sparks not looking bad either. And Strategy, MicroStrategy looks worse than all of them. So that one looks like it could stay up in that channel right there for MicroStrategy. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And yeah, it doesn't look that great at the moment anyway. And we'll jump off and we'll go to our crypto look real quick. Not jump off of here, just jump on the crypto. And if you guys didn't see, I actually posted out, and I do forget. Hold on, I remember. Let me just tell you so I don't make a mistake here. But I do want to let you guys know because a ton of people have asked me about it. So I will tell you guys in 1 second. So this stock cube that I use all the time and crypto cube, they are having a Father's Day gift or Father's Day gift. Yeah, let me start out. The Stock Cube and Crypto Cube, they're having a Father's Day sale. It's a great gift for Father's Day, obviously. So they're having 10% off for the next 2 weeks. So if you want to check it out, and again, I have it. I use it all the time. I love it. Makes you feel like you're on Wall Street, I'm telling you. So Bitcoin's at 105,733. Solana's at 152. Ethereum's at 2504. And then Chainlink's at 1374, HBAR's at 17, Ethereum's at 2504, Ripple's at 20 or 225, and Cardano's at 66 right there. So I was just looking off of them. I wasn't even looking here, but there we go. I'm sure the prices were very accurate. It always is. So you could have been paying attention and seeing how accurate it is, and it is great. And these things they're just pulling back, but that was probably your bottom right there when it hit that 200 day, and your 50 is going to move up. Just let Bitcoin get set up. Same with Ethereum. They have a little bit of setup period, pulling back a little bit. It's nothing too crazy at this point, so they don't look too bad. And even Ripple was popping on. Remember, I told you Ripple wanted to start ripping soon back there, and then it started pulling back. Ripple wants to get ripping soon, guys. So something's going on there. And there you go with Doge just pulling back. Link just hanging out right there. Nothing real crazy. But yeah, keep your eye on Ripple at the moment because that one's looking pretty decent too. Try to curl up. You can see it. And we'll keep an eye on that one, our XRP right there. And that is what crypto's doing. And ETF 500 was at like 3 million, 3.1, and it's 3 million, it says. So yeah, it needs to get cruising again. I guess that does look like a bottom down there when it did hit that 2 something, whatever it was the other day. So we'll see if that can get rolling as well. And there you go. That's what crypto looks like. And here I'll run through the rest of these real quick because we jumped to crypto, and Coinbase were con, but Coinbase right there was up as well. It wasn't looking bad on Friday. I have to see what that looks like. It's not looking too bad. I'll look at it tomorrow. Hood, another one. Aren't they trying to get on? Wait, which one was good? Oh, it was Coinbase. It wasn't Robinhood, right? Maybe was it Robinhood that was trying to get to the S&P 500? Yeah, maybe it was Robinhood. And I don't know what even happened, to be honest with you, but I know it came down the after hours. So I'm not sure if they did make it on there. What did they just say? They didn't even do anything. I'm not even sure. No S&P stock no S&P 500 stock changes in quarterly rebalance. So Robinhood got snubbed right there. So people thought they were going to get in, and it did not. So there you go. And that is Robinhood. And DJT right here was up a little bit. Not looking too bad. Fun was up a little bit, and that does look pretty good, to be honest. And how about Mountain right here? That keeps pulling back. And McDonald's right there. That one's been pulling back and looks like it's going to come down to that support line right there. And Boeing, we know what Boeing does. It just pulled back a little bit. Now it's going to have to go back up because it always does. And Space wasn't too bad either. That one's trying to get moving. I mean, it's not in the best look, but it ran up the other day, and see if it can get moving. Again, I have to look at that one in the morning for Space to see if it does want to try to jump up. And you just can't exactly tell. IBM not looking bad right there. I'd keep an eye on IBM. Disney's not bad either. That one does not look bad. It's still way up there. But at what, 113? Is that what it said or whatever? Yeah, 113. It's still up there, but it has that support, and then it has some resistance at like 117. So That one's way up there. And again, these things are way up, so you're gonna see a dip. We're just gotta time it out. Oxy looks like it's trying to get set up right here, and ExxonMobil as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on them too tomorrow. And Nike's been looking pretty good, a little bit flat there. And DXYZ, that Destiny's 100 or Destiny Tech 100, and that took a dip the other day. It doesn't look so bad there. And there you go, everybody. So that is what it looks like, and I'll go through, see what you guys want to see, and then we'll wrap it up so you guys can enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and we'll get ready for tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when we do our pre-market. And those of you just tuning in, I greatly appreciate it. Everybody tune in. Anybody new, make sure you follow along on YouTube, X, and all that. We do our shows every Sunday night to Thursday night, 9 p.m. Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. for pre-market, and we nail down all the poppers, everything going on. And then again, the Discord's pretty wild. There's always great calls in there. Ben, Godfather, myself, and some other great community members are always posting stuff. So good times in there, and on people making money. So that's what it's all about. And here we go. Let's see what you guys want to look at. Mr. Drawdown has a few. I'm just going to run through them real quick. And that is that Bren Miller we already looked at. It looks still pretty good right there. I know you did like that. ALLR, Larity, that's not looking bad right there. We might have to keep an eye on a Larity right here to see what that is up to. Hey, I mean, I'll look at that tomorrow. It could pull. It could go either way, it looks like, to be honest. PRSO is at Paraso. That one hasn't been looking bad right there. IPW, iPower, that was running up the other day. Let me see what that's doing right here. IPW. Whoop, IPW. That one's not too bad right there. I mean, you're hitting that line right here, so you got to make sure it gets into that top, and then it probably will run some more if it does get into the top. Obviously, it will. And that dev stream was trying to set up. It was just pulling back. That's why I kind of took it off the list, because it was just had that pullback look. Maybe it'll try to bounce off that 50, so we'll have to look at that. And IOTR, that IO3 one's just kind of hanging out down there, not doing a whole lot yet. CURR, I know we were looking at that. Let's see, CURR. Oh, I hate when you have to do that. I mean, it's still in the basement, just running flat. We'll have to see how that opens up tomorrow right there. STAI, let's see that one up a penny. That one could be setting up right there. We have to look at that. That looks pretty good. STAI. Yeah, that's not looking too bad, I must say. And what else was there? Lucy right here. Let's see what Lucy's up to. She's not looking too bad right here, coming down to that MACD. And we'll have to see if Lucy can curl off. Let me see. It has that look like it could pull itself off or pull itself up and roll back off, but we have to look at Lucy in the morning and see what it's doing. So there you go, right there. And let's see what else is going. TSM, Luis Rodriguez said similar V shape reversal than to TM, which is Toyota Motor right here. And actually, Toyota Motor doesn't look. Oh wait, it looked like it was curling up right there. And it could be Toyota Motor could be pulling back a little bit at the moment. Luis Rodriguez and TSM. That one could be curling up right there, to be honest. I thought that one did look good, and we'll have to take a look. TSM looks like it wants to run into the top there. Toyota Motor, I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but we'll have to see exactly what it wants to do. I can't tell. If I had to guess, that 20 is going to push it down, but if it jumps over it, obviously it's good to go, but I'd have to look at it. And let's see. Yeah, I did read your post about the and again, Laptop Travels, his newsletter is amazing. Dude, I'm telling you, he writes some great articles all the time. I probably don't even get a chance to read every single one, but I probably read like 9 out of 10. He does post a bunch, and they're great, guys, and he posts some great stock tickers and stuff like that, and picks, so all kinds of good stuff. So yeah, he did write one about Hood, and you can check that out. And let's see, they weren't included in the 500 REGN. Let's see what's going on here. That's curling up pretty good. REGN. Yeah, I'd say keep an eye on that one. That looks pretty good right there. Luis Rodriguez in your fuel cell and rocket lab. Let's see. FCEL. Oh yeah, that's looking way better. You were talking about that the other week, and that one does look good right here. So it did have a little bit of pullback and setup time, but there you go. That did get popping right there. Good job. And Rocket Lab, that one was cruising up the other day. Let's see if it wants to curl back up here. It does look like it wants to, honestly. We'll see. It's got that resistance right there at that 30, 20, right under 30. We'll see what it wants to do. It doesn't look bad, though. And AIEV, what is it? AEIV? It's AI. What the heck is that one? I know there is something like that. AEI. I don't even know. I know there was something. Is it gone? Is it on the over here? AIEV. Yeah, what the OTC Power Thunder. That one was running up. I remember we used to look at this thing, but that one does look pretty good to keep some momentum right there. So keep an eye on that. And that relay, remember I was talking about that looking good, and there you go. That one did run up for us the other day. It was running up on Friday too. I know that it did close down. But it did look pretty good relay. I'll look at that one, and let's see. Let's see. I'm not even sure what you guys were talking about. But anyway, Deep Soul Diving wanted to see a couple, so I'll run through them real quick. We'll see what's up. We did look at wait, I just tried to jump to ahead, but here we go. Deep Soul Diving. Vero, let's look at that one up. So that one was looking pretty good on Friday. I know that one was running up. I do remember Vero. And we'll see. It's at 333. That one could be a good one in the morning, guys. So keep an eye on that. And XHLD. Let's see, XHLD right here. That's not looking too bad, honestly. XHLD. Yeah, I mean, it's not looking bad. It's trying to curl up. That 20's right there. It gets over that 61. It's really going to cruise, and it should get to that area anyway. So keep an eye on that one. OMH is that one that we've looked at. It keeps dipping down there. It says it ran up in the after hours. We got to see right here. And it was 114 down to 50 and then bounced up to 92. So it did take a nice old dip, and I keep an eye on that now. It looks like it might be done trying to dip. KNW, no labs, that was looking good the other day, and that one could keep that momentum as well. So keep an eye on that one. KNW in the morning, that one could continue that momentum up. TGE's brand new. I'm not sure. We did look at that. ZYBT right here is down a little bit and doesn't look like it's doing anything just at the moment. ZYBT. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing anything just yet. And this is DigiAsia right here, FAAS. And that one was trying to curl up. Let's see. What did I type? FAAS. There we go. And yeah, it popped up there, and we'll see if it does. It was trying to curl back off that 20 right there, so we'll keep an eye on that one. And there you go, Deep Soul Diving and Circle going to 220 laptop travel said, and that would have a nice run. It does, I mean, it does look pretty good, guys. It's at 107, 115, and it does look like it wants to run some more. So you can keep an eye on that. We did look at that the other day, and it was running. Let's see. NCL right here. That one wasn't looking bad the other. Oh, wait, that took a huge dip, huh? That was not looking bad. I don't remember, we were just looking at it the other day. So let's see. Oh, yeah, that's a huge dip. I don't know what happened there. What happened to that one? I'm not even sure. Something happened. I'm not even sure what the heck happened, but it did take a big dip. We can look at that tomorrow. NCL and that Kids is trying to set back up. We'll look at that one, try to roll back off. And GNS Taxi Driver, that one's looking better actually. GNS, and that's one that we had recently been looking at. And keep an eye on that tomorrow, guys, because GNS looks pretty good right there. And let's see. Yeah, Sunday nights are a difficult one for the pick of the night, so we'll have to see if there's anything. Like I said, I know Apple's getting set up. Apple has their WDC tomorrow, so it is 110% going up tomorrow. Google is also going to be strong. Yeah, Apple looks good, guys. Like I said, it's been looking good right there. NAOV. Let's see what NAOV is up to. That's been down there. And let's see, it's not looking too bad. It did take a nice dip there on Friday, and it's been dipping down. I'll have to look at. I know it did run up that recent. I can't really tell what that wants to do. Deep Soul Diving says it has crazy potential. Yeah, way down there, I would say so. Anybody that was in it up here is pretty screwed, but at 90 cents, definitely not too bad. We'll see if it dips more. And let's see what else is going on here. ETF bottomed at that 0.0024. So I do think that was its bottom. And Robinhood was denied from the S&P 500. And let's see, Robinhood. We saw so many posts on X and Traders Borden stating the official that Robinhood had been on there. And yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't completely convinced looking at that chart anything crazy was going on. So it did spike up a little bit, but then it crashed back down. And GNS, we just looked at DPRO. That is that Dragonfly one, DPRO. And that one's pretty good. Another Canadian aerospace and defense one. So that one is looking good. We were talking about this one setting up the other day, and it was pretty good. So there you go. And Mind Medicine, is that MNMD right there. Mind Medicine, that is trying to crawl up right there. Let's take a look. MNMD. Oh my goodness, guys. There we go. And yeah, it's not looking too bad. It was a little bit of pullback right there, but that does not look terrible right there. Taxi driver and good article on CAKE. The Cheesecake Factory, that looks really good right there. So take a look at cake. I'd say we have to keep an eye on good old Cheesecake Factory. They're not looking bad right there. And for laptop travel, I had a great article on that as well. So, and Luis Rodriguez did like that article. And Plug, I'm telling you, that thing's been plugging away and it is looking good. So check that out in the morning. LMH was crazy Friday. And 4 million offering at 45. That's crazy right there. It did pull back quite a bit. And so we'll see that one. And KIDS, you want to see that cadence. And let's see right here, KIDS, it is curling up. And this kids, we looked at both kids, and yeah, that one was kind of popping up there. 21, it would have closed out the other day. 20, so it gapped up and stayed there. That one has potential. I'll have to look at it tomorrow as it hits that MACD, as you can see, but it does look like it wants to get into that channel right there. Not looking bad right there. Oh, not Gus, but GIS is General Mills, and that doesn't look bad either. General Mills, GIS. And yeah, that's looking pretty decent right there in that channel. General Mills, just watch for any pullback, as you can see right there at that 5406. I mean, it's pretty solid in the 54s, in the 53, 54 area. So it can get running up there. It'd be in the 56s. That's General Mills, not too bad. Let's see what else is going on. Circle is going to change everything. I don't even know what they are, but the first U.S. crypto stablecoin to be listed. Big banks in the USA are coming with their own. U.S. dollar will suffer. Better get some assets in stablecoins. I agree with that. And that is a big dip for NCL. And keep an eye on that circle right there. Taxi driver. There you go. Let's have a good week. That's for sure. And Laptop Travel wrote down what was going on with Hood, or he explained what was going on in Hood in his newsletter. So again, it's a great newsletter, guys. I read them all the time. I was just a little busy this weekend doing the office, so I didn't read as much as I usually do, but I will be catching up on a bunch of them. And let's see, Xena, UMAC, and UVAS is for drones right there. And I know he did sign an executive order promoting some kind of drone use or something like that. And of course, did you see what's going on in Los Angeles? That's pretty wild right now. So they'll probably be sending some drones in over there with the National Guard. So keep an eye on these guys. UMAC did look pretty good. We were looking at UMAC the other day, and it was setting up. And there you go. I know Laptop Travel gave us that the other day in UAVS. Hold on, Oh my goodness. There we go. And that one's curling back up. So there are some good ones to keep an eye on. We might have to write down that UMAC. and UAVS, and the first one was Xena right there, setting up, and there you go. And Cheesecake Factory is looking good. I haven't eaten there in forever as well, but it is looking pretty good. GRRR. I was talking about this on the small cap show the other day, saying I wanted to pop up, and boom, there you go. And speaking of small cap show, that'll be on at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So check that out. And then let's see, BLNE. Somebody else was mentioning this one. And let's see, it's in the basement. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one right there. And let me see what's going on over here. If I missed anything, hold on. And it's almost 10 o'clock. We'll cruise out of here, and you guys can enjoy the rest of your evening. And it looks like overnight trading Mag 7, I meant to say. Tesla looks up, NVIDIA, Apple, and Meta, and then Google, Amazon, and Microsoft could be down. Here's a couple from Sean. Let me fly through these guys real quick. And let's see what they look like. Hims right here, not looking bad. We'll watch that one. I know it was getting set up right there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Shop right here. What's that? Shopify looking really good. I'll keep an eye on that one. I know that TEM we were looking at last week was getting set up. Not bad. GE right here. Wow, look at that thing running up. I'd be careful. I know Roblox was running up. We were looking at that last week. Excuse me. And ARM is looking pretty good right there in that channel. I was looking at that. UPS, they're not too bad. I mean, we'll see. It is trying to get set up there, so it might be a good one. CrowdStrike, this one had that earnings and was kind of moving up there. And Adobe's another one we've been keeping an eye on. Has been running up there, a little bit of pullback. They have earnings coming up on the 12th, so we'll be keeping an eye on them. Thank you very much on them, Sean. There's some really good ones right there. Here's our overnight trading leaderboard right here, and Joby's up there. This was running up last week, as a matter of fact. And there you go. So that's moving, and we won't be able to see, but I just retweeted it so you guys can check it out. And let's see, Luis Rodriguez had a couple right here. MU, we went through, not looking bad, hitting that resistance. Wolf, we'll look at TerraWolf right here. That was trying to get set up last week. And that PHET, Phantom Pharmaceuticals, we were looking at it. It ran up. RGTI, another one was getting set up. It ran up, pulled back. We'll be keeping an eye on it. CRSP, CRISPR Therapeutics, not looking bad, curling up right there. I would keep an eye on that, and definitely keep an eye on this Meta Planet. What is it? Meta Planet. What is it? MTPLF. MTPLF right there. And that thing, I'm telling you, keep your eye on this thing right here, because that could be a monster again and run up there. It's looking pretty good. And there you go with that. And let's see what's going on right here. I think that's everything. I think we might have gotten to everything real quick and rock and rolled right through our Sunday evening chart session. Let me see if I missed anything else. And Apple, yeah, I'd say Apple's looking really good. So just keep an eye on that one. I've been telling you guys for a couple, 2 weeks. I'm always early, but you guys know that. And there you go, everybody. I'll say we wrap it up early on the Sunday evening so you guys can go enjoy the rest of your evening there. And we'll be back at 7 a.m. to go over the market again in detail, see what's happening in the pre-market, what's going to be popping tomorrow, of course, and what's going to be our big winners this week. So there you go. And Twitter post today, Musk saying a new party needed. Yeah, I would agree too, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. So we'll see what their little feud. I think that'll fizzle out, and hopefully, because the market continues to run. It definitely didn't like it the other day, that's for sure. So there you go, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed your weekend. I appreciate you guys hanging out on a Sunday evening right here and tuning in. Be sure to follow along on YouTube, X, and all that good stuff like it. And we'll be on at 7 a.m. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, Sunday night, and I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. Thanks again for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the morning.